Hey folks, Jayborino here. Welcome back, playing some more StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. We've been ambushed at Revanskar.
With our ship boarded, I need our best warriors here. I know you are not trained for battle, Phasesmith, but with your tactical expertise, you can destroy this facility. Go now, with my full faith behind you.
It's carrier time, baby. We're going to be exclusively making carriers for our offensive force. Destroy 120 enemy units with carriers, not a problem. And then collect 42 resource pickups. We're going to be collecting far more than that. Now, we cannot go back to the spear and change our unit variations or our solar core allocations. So I'm going to rewind time, and you can change it before we travel to Revanskar. Alright, for units, not much to be changed here because we're only going to be making air units. You start out with 2 free starfighters, so I say sure, why not? Let them be mirages. They're invulnerable for 2 out of every 5 seconds. And this is the only opportunity we're going to have to really use these ever, so sure. And then Arbiters, I'm going to use a bit more actively. I'm going to have 1 sitting in my base to recall my carriers home in case we need to defend against enemy attacks that Solar Lance is not enough to clean up. And then we may build an offensive Arbiter if we have enough gas to do so to cloak our carriers. In the Solar Core, the main ability I would really emphasize here is go for Reconstruction Beam. Chrono Surge for upgrades. Solar Lance because it's Solar Lance and it's great. Nexus Overcharge gives you a heads up for when enemy attacks are coming your way. Shield Overcharge just because we have the points to get it. And then whatever you need to do to get Reconstruction Beam. The ultimate abilities really just are not necessary, so I just went for the cheapest one, which is Purifier Beam. And then with our extra points, I'm going to go ahead and max out Starting Supply because there's not a lot of room for pylons on the platform. And Shield Recharge to allow our carriers to get back into the fight just a little bit faster. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get started. The mastery is to not move the platform more than 4 times. 4 times is more than enough to collect enough resources to make a big carrier fleet, so we should be just fine.
The Mobius facility. As we suspected, this is where Amon's hybrid armies are born. The operation is fueled by 3 power cores. Destroying them will destabilize the facility and allow us to annihilate the remaining structure. If I establish our nexus point on the outer edge of the platform, the Templar can fight their way in. But there are no ground paths and few minerals. Fortunately, our carriers are ready now. With their help, I might have a chance.
A lot of our income is going to come from these pallets, so we're going to pick these up right away.
This platform has been locked by Mobius security protocols. They cannot be too difficult to decipher. If I gain access, I should be able to move the platform to areas with additional minerals. Well, at least there's enough resources here to get started.
The shadow spreads.
Okay, so we want to be very delicate here at the beginning, and we want to focus fire because we only have 3 carriers. We always want to decide whether to go for upgrades fast here at the beginning or to go for more carriers. I choose to go for upgrades, sort of min-max my way to at least +3 attack straight away. And then we'll get this fairly saturated right away as well. Okay, so we cleared this out, which means we are good to come over and collect these resources. And then once we have enough solar energy, I will go ahead and probably shield overcharge and attack this. We may not need to shield overcharge, but we will go ahead and chrono surge out more upgrades. I'm going to grab a forge right away so we can start getting shields as well. And there's not a lot of room for pylons on this platform, so you just got to cram them in wherever they will fit. Okay, and once we get a few more probes out, that's probably sufficient. 14, 15 is probably sufficient. And let's go ahead and start poking into this area. We just want to draw out any Wraiths, Vikings, draw Goliaths to the edge, get rid of that stuff without sitting over missile turrets. All right, I'm going to queue up another carrier. Let's see, so now we're going to back up. And we want to micro our carriers as they get a little too damaged. Lure these Vikings to us. Okay, that was a little close, but we're okay. Now let's go ahead and change our chrono. And I'm going to go ahead and Chrono Surge right here.
It's done. I have access to the controls. The platform is operational. These navigational controls in the upper right of the command display will allow me to move it toward additional resources. The enemy will not be far, though. I should send some ships to scout ahead before we relocate.
Okay, and as you can see, I'm pulling my weakened carriers back. I did waste a tiny bit of time on the Chrono Surge, but that's okay. Okay, and let's just keep pushing. So we have a spot now where we can go ahead and move. We can move the platform up to now that this is all taken care of and cleared out. We didn't lose any carriers in the process, though we might, considering that these guys are just getting blasted by these Vikings. Okay, we should have another carrier coming out right now. Let's just wipe out the remaining bunker. Best being geysers, exhausted. We're just going to wait for this to get fully mined out before we move on. Okay, I'm going to head over here. There's some floating asteroids. I don't know if they count towards the resource pickup achievement or not, but we can go and pick them up just for the money.
I am detecting several banshees approaching our nexus.
Amon has awoken. We sleep no more.
I answer the call.
Okay, so let's head back here. The Banshees are coming in. Nexus Overcharge gives us a nice view as they are making their way in. Good work, Mirage is helping us out. You can shoot while they move as well, and then the Nexus Overcharge in general with the self-defense is very, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these guys onto the platform, and then we're going to move it up. Shields level 2, move the platform up. And I don't have enough gas just yet if I wanted a Chrono Surge out +3 air attack, so I'm not going to do that just yet. Let's just go ahead and get these geysers set up. And then I'm going to shift-click all of the resource pallets. This is where, again, a lot of our early income's coming from. I mean, there's a good amount of resources that you can mine, but for the most part, not going to be using that. Not going to be relying on it. It's mostly the pickups that we're relying on. Okay, next step, we're going to start attacking over to the left. We were just recently attacked. And I'm going to go ahead and Chrono Surge out +2 attack and go straight for +3. These 4 carriers should be fine. Okay, looking good. Back up just a little bit.
We are having difficulty repelling the hybrid on the Spear of Atum. Have you located their stasis chambers?
My scans show 2 chambers nearby. They appear to run on solarite. We could use it more than ever.
Okay, so that is our next area already cleared out for when we're ready to move to it so we can pick up these pallets. So we move the platform once. We want to move it exactly 4 times and then no more in order to get that mastery. So let's get 2 more carriers. Make sure that those are rallied. Sometimes your rally points get reset when you move the platform. Again, +3's on its way out. We're just going to wait for this this to get mined out, then we'll move on. I'll go ahead and set up some additional pylons for later. There's our enemy attack. They're going for the Nexus, which I am pleased with. Haven't even had to use Solar Lance. So again, we only have 5 carriers. The next thing I'm going to do with these is to mosey on up over in this direction and shield overcharge and just attack our way through this area. I'm going to move back just a little bit and draw out the flying units and not the Goliaths, please. And then weakened ones, you just got to move to the back. So I want to keep an eye out for which carriers lose their shield overcharge and then move those ones back. Okay, continue to move away. We just don't want the weakened one to get focused down. Very nice. And again, we've already been attacked recently, so I feel relatively safe to continue moving out. I want to move towards the optional objective soon, because then I just want to throw down Purifier Beam. Again, not super necessary to use that, so, you know, some people come to Revanskar second instead of third. And the result of that is that they don't have their ultimate abilities. So I'm trying not to use it too much. It's mostly just to speed things up if I choose to. Okay, here comes some fresh carriers. Move on up. Very nice. So let's move back and pretty much wait for our next enemy attack to come in. Get these mined out. And then we just need a little bit more gas.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
going to go ahead and also grab some more pylons. And then as we get more gas, I'm going to definitely go ahead and upgrade, get upgrades as opposed to more carriers. We could also cancel a carrier to start this. I think I'll just get air armor level 2. We have +3 attack, which is, you know, good enough for me. And then we're going to go ahead and get our safety arbiter pretty soon as well. But yeah, once this is mined out, I will happily move over to the next section, collect the pallets, and then we can instantly move up to the one after that as well. I just didn't feel comfortable going and attacking the bonus just yet. Didn't need to, so I'll probably just fly in and use the Purifier Beam. I could also fly in with the Mirage just to give me some vision, and then use Purifier Beam to clear it out. Here comes the enemy attack, so we might as well just wait. Okay, so let's go ahead now and take our carriers and wipe this out. Waiting for these resources to get mined out. Alternatively, I could just move the platform because I need gas, not minerals. But it's fine. We'll get it all cleaned out. So I'm going to shield overcharge and purifier beam here.
Mineral field depleted.
So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to purifier beam right here, specifically for these flying hybrid and the Vikings in the back. There we go. Okay, and then you move to the back. And that's been cleared out. Excellent.
Some experiments should never be done.
So I'm going to continue attacking up to the upper left. And then our economy will keep up with this later, but I don't need to worry about it right now. Let's change our chrono boost. 10, 5. It's mined out. Wonderful. So yeah, we're just going to have these carriers attack in the upper left. I'm also going to send my Mirages to the bottom left to see if there's any resources that we can pick up, any floating asteroids. Not super necessary, but it'll be nice to do. Fun fact, if you enter the Konami code with the platform movement, then you get access to the Turan Space Marine. He comes down with a big nuclear explosion. It's quite funny. Okay, I'm going to go back to base because I think I saw some incoming enemies, and then you Mirages pick these up. There you go. I will continue to attack, and then we want to pick up all of these resources. Currently not looking at my carriers, which is bad practice. Seems to be going okay. Yep, we had 8. We still have 8. And I'm just clearing out as much as I can, and then we're going to move the platform again here pretty soon. I see an incoming attack. My hope is that we can just use Solar Lance to kill this, along with the Mirages to sort of distract. Yeah, Banshees are fine. Solar Overcharge is fine. Nexus Overcharge is fine, I should say. So as long as we hit these battle cruisers with all 3 Solar Lances. Excellent. Looks like you missed one, buddy. Go get this. Let's get +3 air armor and chrono it out. Okay, let's continue our attack. So we move once here, twice here. Let's move the platform up. I gotta check to see how much those arbiters cost. Okay, back up here, Mr. Carrier. Okay, so you all just attack into the objective.
No, I will leave that to you.
Warriors have engaged the enemy.
The power core is destroyed. Mobius core energy reserves dropping to 66%.
Excellent work, Smith. Press on.
Okay, let's go ahead and go around and pick up all of these pallets.
Warriors have engaged the enemy.
Not really even looking at my carriers because I know they're fine. Here, here, and here. Here, here, and here. Get back to harvesting. These carriers are just fine. I'm just going to continue pushing into this direction. I'm going to queue up 2 more carriers. It is time. Let's do it. And I might chrono surge them out so I can get those arbiters as well. We got incoming enemy attacks down here. I wanted to use those arbiters, but here I am, not ready for them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, carriers, why don't you get back to work here? I'll pick up these resources along the way. I'm gonna get +3. Okay, and then we gotta saturate these geysers so that we can, again, get maybe 2 arbiters out. Arbiters are 300. Alright, that's no joke.
Let us proceed.
Again, we've got 8 carriers. We're kind of on a roll here. This is good. And then we're going to move the platform one final time up here. Once we move here, that's our 4th move. And this is pretty much all connected. This whole section up to this power core up here, all the way down to about here. The bottom right is a bit isolated, but that doesn't matter. We don't need to even worry about it because we can fly there with carriers and finish it up. All right, looking good. These are saturated. And once we move the platform one more time, we'll be collecting a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's queue up our Arbiter for later. Sneaky Wraiths hidden up here. So we're moving towards the upper right, and that's where all the enemy production is. So my goal is to get up there, and if we destroy the starports, then they'll stop attacking us entirely, which is obviously something I'm interested in. So I'm just going to keep an eye out on my command card here to see which are taking damage, hull damage. And what I will also do here, I think, is just drop a Purifier Beam over here. Okay, almost lost a carrier there. You all need to back up and go up and around. And again, the whole goal here is just to make sure that we get rid of this production, and then we're in great shape. I am going to go ahead and Solar Lance this. This definitely looks like it's part of an enemy attack wave that's coming towards me. Okay, I hear an Arbiter that is completed. Okay, let's back up here and ensure that we kill all this extra stuff. Okay, almost lost that carrier. And then we got these incoming silly Banshees, which, here, do this. And then I'm going to send this Arbiter back. Whew, okay. Again, I'm not really paying attention to these carriers. We're almost losing them. Okay, and then we'll just chase these things down. I can also Solar Lance them, but it's not necessary, and my Nexus will be able to kill them as well. There we go. We're using Mirages. We're using Arbiters. What a dream. Okay, keep pushing. We can get 2 more carriers. And we've killed the stuff along the way so that we can properly rally. And we're 3-3-3 now, indeed. So we just have to keep cutting through this upper base. I probably will not destroy the actual objective. Not yet, at least. Because the actual objective, we can do this one last, or we can do this bottom one last, but I don't want to accidentally destroy the one on the bottom right and then end the mission, because we want to collect everything. And of course, you know your boy's going to go ahead and try to pick up every single mineral pickup available. We can use an Arbiter to recall a probe to the areas that are unreachable by not moving the platform one more time. You know how it is. You know how it happens. Okay, we're going to cut across to the right, and then move up and destroy the production that's over here. Excellent. Again, I'm pretty sure I can just mostly ignore what's happening here because we are fully upgraded. This stuff is working out for us. Okay, get onto the platform, and then we're going to move up. Random missile turrets on islands. I don't really know how much that is, honestly. I don't know how much that's actually going to discourage players. Okay, so here we go. We recall here. Probably not super necessary, but that kind of is. Okay, you guys get up here and destroy these battle cruisers. I'm going to go ahead and move the platform, and now we can say, hey, look, we used Arbiters properly. Now I'm just going to grab my carriers, and we're just going to attack straight through the front of this base. That's going to be the last enemy attack I think we're going to have to ever worry about. Okay, and now we're just going to shift-click up all of these pallets. We're not going to be harvesting anymore, so the remainder of our income on this map is going to be all pallets. All pallets, baby. There we go. And then I might grab one more Arbiter, just that can kind of sit with us. This one's going to recall just in case we ever need it. Yeah, let's grab one more Arbiter. We have 12 carriers. It's like classic Brood War. 12, like a solid 12 carriers, you know? I'm just going to use Purifier Beam here to destroy these buildings. It doesn't really work that well against buildings. I think it works better against units, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and Shield Overcharge. And, like, sure, we can also Solar Lance. This is another enemy attack that's waiting to come towards us. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clear out the area around this objective. Again, but I'm going to leave it just in case, because I don't want to accidentally end the mission as we move down towards the next area. As you can see, they're going to continue building because this is where the enemy attacks come from. We have not lost a single carrier. I may have lost a probe earlier, so I can't say that we didn't lose any units, but you know how it is. Okay, back on up here. And I'm more focused on not losing carriers, so I'm not really watching the carnage, unfortunately. Which is the real fun, but that's okay. Okay, and then move up with the Arbiter. We can remain cloaked. How exciting. What happened to my probe that was supposed to be picking things up? Did it die? Something must have been up there and destroyed it. Okay, well, send him back out. I see some enemy that's moseying towards my base. I'll just Solar Lance whatever it is. One Banshee. Go get him, Mirages. Okay, we're picking up all these, picking up all these. That's a different probe. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so that's all the production up here. We're just going to cut down the bottom of the map. We're being followed by an Arbiter. How exciting. I guess we can send this Arbiter over there as well. And we're just going to cut down the right side of the map and clear it all out. And I'll get more carriers, too. Because why not? Gotta be careful with this Arbiter here. It will get killed. Oh my god, more resource pickups. Let's go! Alright, we're going to attack straight down into the next objective. Arbiter, keep following. And Shield Overcharge, so I don't even have to pay attention to this as I go ahead and shift-click up more pallets. You know what? You, Arbiter, stay up here. Because I'm going to recall my carriers back up to make this go a little bit faster later.
The platform's power grid is nearly offline, Hierarch. There is only one more core.
Well done, Karax. The attacks on the ship have slowed. Your warriors have engaged. We must construct additional pylons.
Additional pylons. It was bound to happen. I just sort of assumed I had enough pylons. And I didn't have enough pylons. I mean, we don't need any more, that's the thing. I'm like full clearing this map. I'm killing like these wraiths on the side of the map to stop players from cheesing. Look, some turrets on platforms. It's not gonna stop anybody, believe me.
We are poised for
Flying up the side of the map with a million, I don't know, Void Rays or something. Fun fact, though, you might as well just attack head-on if you've got a million Void Rays. It's way more entertaining to obliterate enemies doing it that way. That's my opinion. Okay, we got these other ones coming in from a different direction. I think these are coming in from the bonus objective. There we go. I really enjoy how interceptors are not a selectable unit like they were in StarCraft Brood War. That is actually quite nice. My Arbiter's still alive, so I'm going to go ahead and bring my probe over here. We can attack into the last bonus objective now and Purifier Beam it.
The hybrid chambers are gone, and their solarite is ours. That went better than I'd hoped.
We gotta get all these pickups. You know your boy's getting all these pickups. All right, come on down. Grab these, and these. All right, so those are all the ones that are on the ground. We can fly over here. There's some floating ones as well. I don't know if these count towards the total or not, so we'll get them just in case. This went very well. Again, I don't think I lost a single carrier the whole time. Then there's one missile turret, and then we're going to recall our carriers back to the top to finish it up. I'm still making carriers for some reason. Not necessary. Okay, let's clump up. Hey! Get out of here. Oh, well, it's good that those shot me, because I would have missed the floating asteroid resources for Robin Mobius blind. That's the whole idea here. There we go. So now you all attack. Hey, we use stasis. We use recall a couple times.
Karax, Mobius Corps battle cruisers are warping away from the Spear of Adun.
Yes, I believe I have found them. It is no matter. We will not be deterred.
They are my prisoners.
The final power core has been destroyed. We must strike now. Hierarch, is the Spear of Adun secure?
Yes, we repelled the invaders before they could reach the solar core. Our weapon systems are yours to command.
It was my honor to serve. Fire!
All right, I sort of relished in destroying that map and wiping it clean, which is why it took a little longer than you otherwise could definitely finish the map. We got 106 of 106 resource pallets found. That's more than 42, indeed. We killed 584 units with carriers, certainly more than 120. So let's go back to the spear. We'll chat with folks before heading to Ire. So that's a lot of conversations, and there's, I think, 2 or 3 different cutscenes that happen as well.
Amon's hybrid facility lies in ruin. His hybrid armies shattered, and yet, for the briefest of moments, we lingered on the cusp of ruin. We endured because of the actions of one brave Templar. In the midst of darkness, I have seen a light. I have seen defiant hope. Karax of the Kalai, you were born a craftsman from a caste of engineers. But now, you stand as a warrior. Today, it is clear that the age of castes has come to its end. Today, we must all become Templar.
You strive to maintain this flawed existence, but you will not stop me.
Amon, I have destroyed your Terran army, eradicated your hybrid facility, and turned your servants to my side. All that is left is your destruction.
Impudence, back! You are insignificant in the face of the salvation I bring. You will come to Ire and die.
He is gone. He is so arrogant. Just as he could look into me, so I have looked into him. His form is almost complete, and now he waits for us to return. He plans to bring the Great Fleet down upon us. There is a way around this. We have to eliminate the sacred psi matrix that powers Ire, or we are all doomed.
If he intends to use the Golden Armada to stop us from destroying his body, then you are right. Destroying the psi matrix is essential. It seems this connection of yours has proved worthwhile. But it is time to free yourself from Amon. Sever yourself from the Kala.
I would relinquish all that I know.
It is the only way. Unshackle yourself from the past, Rohana, and step into this new age.
For the Daylon.
It is time for retribution. We will set a course for ire.
The Spear of Adun has finished replicating a new combat unit. You can assign it to a faction now if you wish.
Alright. Abolishing the caste system, Rohana has joined us in the present and abandoned the past.
This victory belongs to Karax. I have faith in Karax. Through him, I see the Templar are defined by their deeds, not their caste. Amon has lost Mobius Core and the allegiance of the Tal'Darim.
Such hubris, to think that they could control what they did not understand. Oh, it's always hubris with the Terrans. Get too close to a black hole, and it will crush you.
We once thought the same of the Tal'Darim, Alarak. We believed you mindless and obedient slaves.
And we thought you were weak, impure, and unworthy. And yet now we stand together.
Perhaps we acted too rashly with Mobius Core. There may have been a different way.
Oh, Templar, is there ever a moment when your people do not doubt themselves? No, Artanis. Extermination was the only course. The hybrid leave nothing to save.
The Golden Armada has devastated the sector, Artanis. I know we cannot engage them directly, but this must not continue. May those Terrans find peace in death. Karax did well. I think he will make a fine Templar. Karax did well.
Rohana, before you freed yourself from the Kala's grip, did you see anything else?
Yes, I saw Amon's end. As the Firstborn created the Kala, the Xel'Naga were disturbed from their slumber. They felt an absence within the void itself. They discovered Amon and his followers at Xeris, and a war among the gods erupted. Amon unleashed the Swarm.
And the Swarm consumed the Xel'Naga.
Only a fraction remained within Ulnar. In the final confrontation, Amon was felled, but he was not defeated. He returned to the void, twisting it with his hatred. His servant, Narud, machinated for eons, seeking a body to sustain his master.
The hybrid.
A stepping stone towards the host body he now forges upon Ire. His plan is almost complete.
We are still here, Rohana, and he can be defeated again.
What do we get that's new?
Capital ships have docked within the Spear of Adun. They await your preference.
So there simply just aren't enough missions left to try all of these out. Get the carriers that heal themselves as well as other mechanical units, which is insanely good. Tempest, which are just super long range. I don't know, I find these kind of boring, so if I'm not going to use something, it will likely be the Tempests. And then we got a third locked thing that will become available later.
The Tal'Darim Wrathwalker robotics are now online higher up.
Right, so these are single target, very high damage, and they can shoot while moving, which is pretty cool. I think I'll use these on the next macro mission.
The deeds of a Templar suit you, Karax.
For the entirety of my life, I have given myself to the art of creation. My war has been one of design, a battle against obstacles that hinder optimization. I am a faithsmith, and will always be my first calling. But as times change, those who were not born true Templar can become so through their deeds.
Then ready yourself, Templar. You will be needed.
Hierarch, the Purifiers are impressed with your leadership. They clamor to strike at the heart of Amon.
Friend Phoenix, they are impressed equally with yours.
Yes, they have chosen to follow my command. Leadership is new for me, as is everything else.
I had not intended to become Hierarch. I questioned the decision. There had to be someone more worthy. Do not fall into the same mental traps I did, my friend. The Purifiers follow you for a reason, as the Daylom now follow me. Self-doubt will only cloud your decision-making.
You speak truth, Hierarch. You speak as a leader.
You heard it here first, folks. Never, ever question yourself, and you'll be a natural-born leader.
I pray the terrazine we extracted while orbiting Slain will prove sufficient to test the Keystone's limits. The energies of the Void are highly unpredictable. The Keystone appears to act as a focal point, converting the energy of one reality into another. Do not worry, Hierarch. The Keystone is empty. It would be unwise to begin new tests with life forms present.
Onwards.
Welcome back.
Onwards to Ire. Here we go.
So many lost. So much destruction. But there is a glimmer of hope. We will destroy Amon's host body and cast him from the Kala. The Templar shall make our final stand for Ire. Brothers, sisters, the time has come for our attack.
Oh, well, this is truly a miracle.
Rohana has used her connection to the Kala to reveal Amon's plan. He forges a hybrid body to indwell, and exists within it and the Kala. But he remains vulnerable until this form is complete. He must call upon the Golden Armada for defense.
There is still a way to prevent them from warping to Ire, by dismantling Warp Network's power structures.
That would grant us the time we need to destroy Amon's hybrid form. Clever.
Once he only has the Templar to inhabit, we unleash the Keystone, removing Amon from the Kala.
It will not contain him for long.
No, but long enough for our people to sever their connection to the Kala and thrust him back into the void.
This optimism is dangerous. We could destroy them all from orbit, and not waste such time.
How dare you suggest the destruction of our people? I will not accept that, Alarak. What we face is a true horror, but we must endure it. Ready yourselves. The final confrontation is upon us, and we will meet it head-on. Ire, this is not the first time I have fought for you, but it may be the last. Zeratul believed that I would become a great leader, that the Protoss would place their faith in me. Now, I will see if he was right. Rohana now sees that her destiny lies in the future, not in the past.
Your people are lost, Arpanis. I know you desire to save them, but it will not be done. Our focus should be on Amon's destruction alone.
By destroying Amon's body, then liberating my people from the Kala, he will be thrust back into the void. It is a victory we can achieve.
It is a folly, and a risk we do not need to incur. We should eradicate the Protoss, burn the entire world, and all on it.
No, Alarak. If we may save my people, it will be done. Do not defy me on this.
Of course, I only counsel wisdom. If you do not wish to hear it, I will say no more.
Got him. I always like this shot. You got Cybros, the Kalai carriers, the Nerazim Void Rays, and then the Death Fleet over here with the mothership. And I think these are interceptors, like interceptors around the carrier.
Some of my people are seeing it for the first time. They were born on Shakuras and have only heard tales of our homeland.
They will see much more of it, now that the power of the Keystone is within our grasp. Zeratul spoke truly. It has ushered us unto hope.
Yes, though not as we initially suspected.
Still, his tireless devotion brought us this chance. I will forever honor him for that.
As shall I.
You think anyone would tell these ladies that they really need to clip their nails? I haven't checked out Artanis's, though. They might all be like that.
The psionic matrix was first sparked 3,000 years ago. It is strange. Such a joyous event, and I only know of it from what has been recorded in history. I do not feel the memory. I cannot tell you of the joy that Protoss felt as the first pulse charged the psi matrix, or the rush of thoughts that cascaded through the Kala and the minds of the proud Kalai.
And yet, we know all that we need to about these times, Rohana.
Yes. You must understand, though, to have so little of experience to recall it, my account is capable of flaws, of imperfection.
Perhaps this is how our histories should be viewed after all, without certainty, only seen through the era one lives in.
Artanis, it is good to see you.
The Keystone is reacting to void energies on the surface of Ire. But this scale, it can only be...
Amon, how long until the Keystone is ready?
I do not know. It has only been used like this once before. The Keystone shows clear evidence of tampering, likely by this Narud creature mentioned in the Terran engineer Swan's report. It was adapted to drain the void energies within Kerrigan and store them until they could be redistributed to revive Amon. The foundation is there, but it was never intended to house the full energies of a Xel'Naga.
You will find a way, Karax. If there is one thing I have learned, you will not rest until you have found your result. I have faith in that.
Thank you, Hierarch. But this will prove difficult. The Keystone was intended to be a vessel, not a prison.
Don't forget about your work-life balance, Karax. Very important.
I have such tangible memories of Ire. I can still feel the warm breezes of Aldera, its hot sunlight filling my every pore.
The Praetor Council took me to Aldera as a youngling too. It is there where I ignited my first Psyblade.
Phoenix as well. It was the proudest moment of his life. He felt such purpose, such surety of his existence. I look forward to seeing this place he so loved for the first time.
Those memories you hold, they are of another place. That world is no more.
Then we shall build a better one on top of it.
These readouts cannot be right. Or at least, I hope they are not. The Keystone is resonating once more. The void energies on Ire nearly match those of Ulnar. Whatever Amon is doing below is on a colossal scale. The Keystone has slowed its absorption of void energies. Is it because of the energies below? Or is the Keystone reaching its limit?
You're the Keystone guy, Karax.
With all that has happened, I cannot help but think of Ire. I am curious, Phoenix. What is your last memory of our home?
I remember being alone. I do not know whether it was the blade or my faith that wavered. But in that moment, the Zerg struck.
I am sorry for stirring painful memories. I will leave you be.
It's an old StarCraft 1 cinematic. But yeah, Karax, stop asking me these questions. You're the Keystone guy. Alrighty, when we come back, we will go into our first foray on Ire. It's a micro mission with heroes. Pretty fun. Alright, see you then. Bye now.